Hello, welcome back to Playful Pedagogy. Today is day 4 of the 12 games of Christmas. My name is Maureen, and today's game is Bananagrams. Bananagrams is a word building tile game. You use tiles, letter tiles, to build words, similar to Scrabble if you've ever played Scrabble. However, unlike Scrabble, Bananagrams doesn't have a board. You don't need a board to play Scrabble. You can just play with these tiles anywhere. So it's kind of a board-free version of Scrabble. You don't have the bonus tiles like double or triple word score or triple letter score, things like that. But there's still lots of fun and interesting things that you can do with Bananagrams. I teach language acquisition in English as well as science. Mostly what I use Bananagrams for is spelling and putting words together when students are still learning words in English. And I also will use it for vocabulary practice. So similar to the game's categories, I might put a category on the board and then have students build as many words in that category. For example, history, if they're learning about the Aztecs or Egypt, they might put as many vocabulary words as they can figure out with Bananagrams on their table. They could get more points for the bigger the word is. For science, you could also do it that way as a vocabulary game where you get a category. For example, we are learning about the pyramids, building the pyramids. We just finished the water cycle, so you could have students work in teams to build all the parts of the water cycle, the words for those parts. So the evaporation, condensation, precipitation, all the different words of the word cycle you could build with the word tiles. Other ways to use this: students could practice phonics. So you can have the different endings of the words like ing, ed, and have them build words and have ed at the end for past tense, or maybe changing from present tense to past tense or past tense to present tense, vice versa. You could have different sh words, ch words, long vowel words, working on phonics practice. You could also do grammar games and exercises with these Bananagrams. Now, as I said, I'm a science teacher, so I can see the application in science. I don't teach math, but I'd be curious, is there anybody that has used Bananagrams in math? And if so, how? I would be very curious to know if you use, I suppose you could use them for geometry terms, or fractions vocabulary, measurements, algebra, things like that. You could use it as a vocabulary builder and practice for that as well. Number words. Oh yeah. So for language acquisition, sometimes number can be spelling. Spelling number words, the words can be tricky. So we can spell out the differences between 14 and 40, or 12 and 22, and things like that. We could have the 30, the tens, and then have the different second part. So 31, 32, 33, etc. like that, and practice spelling that way. Now, I teach in English. I teach science in English and English language acquisition. So I would be curious to know, does anybody have a set of Bananagrams in a different language? For example, if you teach French, do they have Bananagrams in French? You know, I should do that. I should go to the store and see if I can get a French set of Bananagrams for my own language practice. However, if you live in a country that has English Bananagrams and you teach a different language that uses accents, what you could do is buy 2 sets of Bananagrams, and in one set add the accents on with a permanent marker, and that would give you access to letters with accents to build words for in your target language. So this one's a little bit shorter in the past. There are lots of different things that you can do with Bananagrams. I adore Scrabble. I adore word games. I adore playing with words, probably why I'm a language teacher, because I love words and wordplay. And this is just another way to play with words. So If you use bananagrams in your classroom in a different way than I've described, please let me know. I will add other ideas and suggestions on my website, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for day 5 of the 12 games of Christmas. So happy holidays, and see you tomorrow. Bye!